Maya Ali, such a pleasure to have you here in London. How are you?
I'm great.
मैं इतना खुश हूँ कि आप आ गई हैं क्योंकि your fans, they have really been harassing me now for weeks.
Why is it so, guys? Why? No, but I love you all and thank you so much for having me here.
You know, everybody was saying to me, you must interview Maya, you must interview Maya. And it's not just now this is happening. This has been happening since Manmail, I think. I've been getting these messages.
Okay.
How does all that love feel for you?
It's amazing, Haroon. You know, like when I started my career, I actually faced a lot of criticism as well. People used to say me, "Isko to acting ही नहीं आती, ये क्या काम कर रही है?" Now the people started loving me and my work as well, and I'm really thankful to them, and I'm really blessed in that way, Alhamdulillah. But you know, जहाँ पर प्यार होता है, वहाँ गुस्सा नाराज़गी भी होती है. So I'm okay with all the things.
What changed, Maya? Because you're right. At the start, लोग पूछते थे कि does she know how to act? ठीक से acting कर लेती है.
Obviously.
You know, so what changed? Because now everybody loves you.
I hope so, Haroon. I really hope so. But obviously, शुरू में आपको नहीं पता होता कि आप क्या कर रहे हैं, क्या नहीं कर रहे हैं. But with the passage of the time, आप वो चीज़ें सीखने लग जाते हो. Like I have learned so many things from SM Rahim, then Ali, and of course with Asim Raza, Sheheryar. So I think that I have groomed myself in a positive way. I don't know, you can tell. But yeah, I think so.
You've now re-established yourself as a film actress as well. जब से मनमाइल release हुई थी in 2016, you haven't done a TV drama since then. And you did Tifa in Trouble and now of course Parey Hut Love. Was that a conscious choice that you wanted to be a movie star rather than a TV actress?
No, not at all. That was just a random decision. SN sir called me for an audition and I said, yeah, why not? Then I gave an audition and that was pathetic.
Really?
Yeah, that was pathetic. मुझे लगा था कि first audition के बाद तो मुझे call नहीं आएगी. But जब SN ने दोबारा की, I think 4 times audition हुआ, then he said, okay, now you are the one who will do this film. I said, okay. Dramas में we used to play the characters obviously, और drama के characters आपको पता है वो different होते हैं, and then the film is a larger than life and we have to act like that.
Of course.
So yeah, I actually enjoyed both things, TV and film.
You know, I have to ask you, the teenager Maya Ali in Lahore, dreaming big dreams, dreaming of a career in the entertainment industry, could she ever have dreamt that she'd be part of a film that looks as lavish as this?
I'll start crying over this question, trust me, because the girl, like teenager Maya, had so many dreams. She really wanted to do so many things, but जहाँ पर मैं हूँ, I think I'm very happy, and I never thought about it that I'll do a film with Ali Zafar and I'll do a film under the direction of Asim Raza, and like 2 years back or 3 years back when Homan Jahan came and this dance step Shakar Bandare, I really wanted to do this step with Sheheryar. Honestly, Manchester में जब हम लोग गए तो वहाँ पर हमने step किया and I said okay, yes, finally I did it. तो आप जो सोचते हैं, if you're positive and you don't think any negativity about any other person, so I think आप कर जाते हो जो भी आपने करना होता है.
लेकिन जो आपके सपने थे as a teenager, जो आपके ख्वाब थे at that time, you know, you've been very honest about your family disapproving of your career in the entertainment industry. आप कभी सोच भी सकती थी कि ये एक वक्त आएगा जहाँ पे आपकी फैमिली भी अब मानती है, वो अप्रूव करते हैं आपके डिसीजन से, और आपको ऐसे भी मौके मिल रहे हैं? I mean, not every actress gets these kind of opportunities.
Very well said, Haroon. All I can say is that I'm lucky enough to do these kind of roles, and इन लोगों के साथ जो सिर्फ मैंने सोचा हुआ था. My father stopped talking to me for 8 years, Haroon, and I miss that factor कि I wish वो होते, वो मुझे appreciate करते, डांटते, but I remember those days when I used to say, Baba, Assalamu alaikum, and he never replied me back. Baba, मुझे ये issue हो गया. He never said anything, but like I think before his death, like 6 months back, so he just said one thing to me when I was nominated for Dyare Dil, I think. तो मैं नहीं जीत पाई थी वो award, तो उन्होंने कहा okay, next year you will win that award, मनमाइल के लिए. I said okay, बाबा कह रहे हैं मुझे. So next year मैंने वो award जीता, but my Baba was not there with me.
You know, I'd like you to talk to the parents right now who have children who want to pursue careers in the entertainment industry. You're somebody who has suffered the heartache of a parent who didn't approve of your decisions. what do you want to say to the parents who are, you know, क्योंकि it's very logical for parents to be scared कि हमारी बेटी जाएगी कराची जाएगी हमसे दूर जाएगी फिल्मों में काम करेंगी, and you know there's so many, you know, stereotypes attached to.
I know. I think they somehow they are right. कुछ है जो वो सोचते ठीक है, but time has been changed now. People have been changed now. हमारा जो mindset है वो change हो चुका है. हमें उस process से सोचना है. अगर कोई सोच रहा है, मैं ये नहीं कह रही कि आपके बच्चे ने या बच्ची ने सिर्फ एक्टर ही बनना है. If he she really want to do something else, please give them at least chance to do. उन्हें follow करने दे अपने dreams. Life में किसी हिस्से में जाके वो ये ना कहें कि एक मौका था जो नहीं मुझे मिला. Please वो करने दें. I beg you honestly, क्योंकि जब वो time गुजर जाता है तब आप फिर कहते हो कि I missed it.
You know, obviously, you smiled through those 8 years when your father wasn't speaking to you, and you continued to struggle and continued to make your name in the entertainment industry. Was it hard as an outsider, building your place in the Pakistani television space?
Not really, Haroon. Honestly, I don't think so that I faced that kind of a thing in this industry.
I mean, how do you even make that shift from Lahore to Karachi? How do
I never moved to Karachi.
You just went there, did your projects, came back, always?
Yeah, always. अभी भी मैं जब जाती हूँ काम करके वापस आ जाती हूँ because I can't live without my family. I even can't think about it. So काम किया, वापस आ गई, but वो वहाँ जाके रहना, that is really hard.
And lonely, right? Because you're by yourself.
Sometimes you really need a partner or a friend जिसके साथ जा सको, बात कर सको, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता. पर ये भी होता है कि आप काम पे फोकस्ड होते हैं, काम कर रहे होते हैं, and that's it. That's all you want. और इसके अलावा जो पेरेंट्स की बात है, जो फैमिली की बात है, अम्मा मेरे साथ थ्रू आउट बहुत सपोर्टिव रही हैं. अभी भी बहुत वो पूछती, ख्याल रखती हैं. बस इतना है कि जो चीज़ें I really wanted to show to my dad कि बाबा I have this thing, please allow me to do it, please. अगर आप नहीं करेंगे मैं आपको स्क्रीन के थ्रू ये बताऊंगी कि हाँ ये मैंने किया, ये मैं करना चाहती हूँ. जब उन्होंने मुझे लास्ट टाइम ये बोला, फर्स्ट एंड लास्ट टाइम बेसिकली, कि नेक्स्ट ईयर तुम ये अवार्ड लोगी, आई थिंक दैट्स ऑल.
That was your approval.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. क्योंकि उन्होंने काम देखा, उनको पसंद आया और उन्होंने डिसाइड किया my baby deserves it.
Maya, as a young independent woman in Pakistan working in the entertainment industry, how careful do you have to be? I ask you this because जब मैं कराची में था, I sat down with Zara Noor Abbas Siddiqui, who's of course your co-star in this film. She's full of praise for you. She loves you.
And she's loved.
She did tell me though that उनको इजाज़त नहीं है ऐसे कपड़े पहनने की, या उनके अबू जो हैं वो नहीं अप्रूव करते कि वो ऐसे कपड़े, उनकी अम्मी भी अप्रूव नहीं करती, और वो खुश है इस बात से. She knows what her kind of constraints are. How do you process living in Pakistan, being a Pakistani woman, and still being part of this business? Because, you know, for example, it's very clear you are more comfortable wearing modern clothes than maybe some of your other co-stars. Is that something you think a lot about?
No, not really. I think it depends on person to person. आपकी family, I won't blame to those families जो नहीं allow करते. हर एक की family के अपने rules and regulations होते हैं. We should follow them. मेरी family में या मेरे अंदर मैं uncomfortable नहीं हूँ, और मैं वही पहनती हूँ जिसमें मैं comfortable होती हूँ. It's not about कि मेरी अम्मा मुझे कुछ नहीं कहती है, मेरी ये चीज़ आपने बहुत अच्छी मुझसे पूछी, क्योंकि मेरी कोई पिक्चर में पोस्ट करती हूँ, if I'm wearing sleeveless और if I'm wearing a skirt, knee length dress, तो फ़ौरन से नीचे कमेंट्स आने लग जाते हैं कि इसके भाई ने, इसकी मदर ने. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. जो गलत ख्याल होता है आई थिंक वो यहाँ पर होता है. यहाँ से जो आप देखते हैं ये डिफरेंट होता है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. तो अपना दिल साफ़ रखें, अपना दिमाग साफ़ रखें, तो आपको हर चीज़ साफ़ नज़र आएगी. अदरवाइज़ आपको पता है कि फिर अगर आपने गलत सोचना है, गलत देखना है, तो फिर वो 7 पर्दों में भी गलत है.
माया, मुझे आपके बारे में ये बात बहुत अच्छी लगती है. you're full of positivity. और मैंने ये तब भी नोटिस किया था, ज़्यादा वैसे मुलाकात नहीं हुई थी कराची में, थोड़ी बहुत हुई थी हमारी. We met at a party as well, and you were so friendly and so lovely and so welcoming. Is it hard to stay this way in this business? Because, you know, you're 2 films old now in Pakistan. You've done several TV dramas, but it's a cutthroat industry.
It is, Haroon.
So how do you stay like this?
Sometimes I feel that I should quit this thing. घर बैठ जाऊँ, नहीं हो रहा मुझसे. But on the other hand, I am like that. मैं नहीं चेंज करूँगी खुद को. अगर मुझे कुछ फेस करना है मैं करूँगी, मैं गिव अप नहीं करूँगी. And I think मैं ऐसी ही हूँ. शुरू में क्रिटिसिज्म मिला तो मैंने सोचा कि नहीं, अब मैं ऐसा काम करूँगी कि आप लोग मुझे खुद कहेंगे कि काम अच्छा है आपका. अगर मुश्किल आती है, अगर हर चीज़ आपको आसानी से मिल जाए हारून, उस चीज़ का क्या मज़ा है. कुछ मुश्किलें आनी चाहिए, आपको डिफ़िकल्टीज़ को फेस करना चाहिए, उसके बाद आपको बहुत मज़ा आता है. और मैं इंजॉय करती हूँ इस चीज़ को. इस इंडस्ट्री में हर तरह के लोग हैं, आप जैसे, मेरे जैसे और बाकी सब जैसे लोग हैं. लाइक 5 fingers are not equal obviously. तो मुश्किल नहीं होता, बस आपको हैंडल करना होता है.
This Eid is very exciting because 3 very talented women,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say are going up against each other at the box office,
not at all.
but are going to be at the box office
Yeah.
at the same time. And it's a treat for movie lovers.
Even for me,
Yeah?
honestly. Like, when I was doing my first drama serial, एक नई Cinderella, हमसफ़र आ गया हुआ था. And I watched हमसफ़र and become a fan of Mahira Khan, and I'm still a fan of her. और एक तरफ माहिरा की सुपरस्टार, even though we have Mahira in our film as well, और एक तरफ माहिरा है, एक तरफ मैं हूँ, एक तरफ हरीम है. It feels so good and positive कि हमारी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री इस तरह से ग्रो कर रही है. अगर हम लोग ये मतलब सोचना छोड़ दें कि माहिरा है, मैं फिल्म नहीं करूँगी, हरीम है, मैं नहीं करूँगी फिल्म, ये नहीं आनी चाहिए, हमारी इंडस्ट्री कभी ग्रो नहीं करेगी. ड्रामास में भी तो होता है, एक तरफ किसी का ड्रामा, एक तरफ किसी का.
Maya, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Haroon. Thank you, and you are the best host, I must say.
Asian Network.
Sheheryar Munawar, a pleasure to have you here. How are you?
I'm well, thank you so much, Haroon, for having me here.
You're in very good spirits, considering not only are you the face of this film, but also one of its producers. It's a lot of responsibility on you, isn't there?
It's a huge responsibility because with this one, Asim wore the executive producer hat, but I was also the executive producer and also the on-ground producer. So I was the producer and the executive producer.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
So essentially, the executive producer is more like it's more like a studio kind of.
It's a logistical role. Almost,
No,
right?
so the company, so generally an executive producer will oversee things,
Yeah.
but they won't be on ground. And a producer will have his own team. So I'll have a team of 6 or 7 people under me, and then associate producers under that. But we will be on ground. So I will be responsible for everything from production design to getting everything together. An executive producer is generally someone who oversees everything. So I had to kind of oversee stuff as well, and also be hands-on with everything.
But you know, the thing is, being an actor is such a 24-hour role in itself, right? Like, I'm not just saying this aesthetically, but you have to look like a hero.
Yeah.
And that also means getting your sleep, being
Yeah.
energized, not looking tired. And
I'm sorry, sleep? What is that?
I know that's something you're not getting a lot of right now during
I
promotions.
haven't gotten that in a year and a half now, Haroon.
But so then, how do you make sure nothing falls short? You know, how do you make sure you don't neglect any of those roles that you have?
I mean, there's only so much we're gonna live, right? And it's about what you do today or in this life that echoes in eternity, right? So I mean, if I can forgo sleep for a few days or a few years or a lifetime, but I can create something, I'd rather do that.
I was speaking to Asim earlier, who literally said to me, I want my leads to look good. They
Yeah.
have to be a good-looking pet.
Makeup.
Makeup, right? That's the secret. Okay, if I wear makeup, can I look like that?
With Asim's lens, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That must help though, when you're in the hands of a filmmaker who's so particular about attention to detail.
He's a true artist. He's a true artist, and the wonderful thing about Asim is that he has got that eye not just through the lens, but he's got that eye generally in life. You know, he's aesthetically very, very sound. Whether you can see that the way he dresses, the way, if you've been to his house, have you been to his
I've
house?
not been to his house,
His
no.
house is beautiful,
Right.
you know, and
He
everything.
says half the props from his house are in this film
Yes,
as well.
that's true. That's true. Actually, all of us. I mean, it is a cottage industry still. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's used that term, didn't he?
He didn't, but you have. So, actually, let's expand on that a little bit,
Yeah.
because it is. I've seen on the ground there. You know, I was in Karachi recently. I literally saw on the ground how small that industry is.
Yes.
When you're here in London,
Yeah.
it still looks like it's quite widespread, and there's
Yeah.
all these stars on Instagram,
Yeah.
and you feel like it's a real flourishing
Yeah.
industry. When you're there on the ground,
Yeah.
everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
Everybody's connected to each other somehow, some
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Is it quite a claustrophobic space to be working in?
Yes and no. because there are times you'll get claustrophobic, and then there are times that you need that support system. The good thing about the industry is, especially now, is that you have a lot of educated people coming into it, people who've studied the craft. And what happens with education is that you also sort of understand that it's an ecosystem, and and it's essentially you scratch my back, I scratch yours. So you know, wherever there's the good, there'll be the bad. With the sweet comes the bitter. But I would say it's better that we kind of all know each other. There'll be times I'll pick up the phone and call a fellow producer and I say, hey, you know, I'm in a bit of a jiffy over here. Could you help me out? So it is that way. But it's an interesting thing, Haroon, that you said that, because if you see the visuals on this, you will not. By looking at this, you will not know what the reality is behind this.
Yeah.
We are an industry, we are in our infancy again, and we lack the infrastructure to be able to come up with visuals like this. So to be able to come up with visuals like this takes everything out of you. You know, internationally, when you see actors who are stars, people are there to build stars or make stars out of you. All you have to do is be yourself. On the contrary, with us, we have to look like the star, but we also have to build ourselves. So essentially,
isn't that too insular? Isn't that because, you know, there's a certain amount of objectivity that a second person brings into something? So for example, if you're the actor, having a separate person be your executive producer or on-ground producer means that they can objectively tell you what needs changing.
True.
How do you maintain that objectivity when you're doing dual roles?
Actually, you know, this is my second film as a producer and an actor. Home and Jahan was my first film as a producer. I was 26 at that point.
Yeah.
And so the learning curve has to be very steep. It is a problem. But at some point, thank God, with this project, I was able to separate the two. I was able to separate Sheheryar the producer, Sheheryar the actor, and Sheheryar the individual. You know,
was he in there somewhere? He was just lost in the middle. The individual.
The individual died a few years back, and let's give it a moment. but no, you know, because of that, it's been a long struggle. You know, we all have had to sacrifice a lot. My friends are not willing to take my calls anymore, or you know.
Has the sacrifice been worth it?
Hopefully.
So it's not fully there yet. You're not at a point now, at this point, where you would say the sacrifice of not just this film, but from the time of Home and Jahan and making those decisions and becoming that dual identity that you have as a producer and an actor. And to be honest, it is all to improve the industry. I can see that very clearly. You wouldn't at this point say the sacrifice has been worth it?
I mean, it is worth it. I'll tell you, it takes a certain amount of crazy to be able to do what we do. And you would know this, Haroon, you've been there, you know. And if you don't have that crazy, and we all have that crazy, right? And I'll link this back to an interesting story that happened on the set. Zara one day tried to pull a stunt while we were shooting. You were entering Zara a few days back, and she was pretending to be possessed. And you know, my production designer came to me and she said, "Listen, you know, I think this might be a serious issue." And I turned around and said, "Listen, we're all crazy." That's her kind of crazy, and let her be crazy at this point. And we all had a big laugh about it. But the idea is, you need a certain amount of crazy. The idea is it the good crazy or the bad crazy? But it's that crazy. It's that madness that keeps us going. I mean, honestly, if we didn't have that mad passion, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. I mean, people really need to see what happens behind the camera to understand and respect what we're doing. It's non-stop, 14, 16 hours of work, not just during shoots, but for me and for Asim, for the rest of my team, it's been that for a year and a half now. But the best part is, we still have smiles on our faces.
Well, this is what I was going to ask you about. You said that at this point, individuals are having to not only be movie stars, but also build movie stars.
Yes.
And you are in a very interesting space in that you have to position yourself as a movie star, so that you are an appealing...
certain amount of aspiration.
Yes, so that people look at you and say, I want to go and watch Sheheryar Munawar's movies at the cinema.
Yeah.
How do you maintain a certain decorum in the way you behave, in the way you come across? I saw your interactions in Manchester a couple of days ago, and before the fans were coming up to you, you were becoming a friendly figure for them to approach. I saw you extend your hand to shake their hand, and they're all very small things, but they build a movie star. Is it a formulaic way that you're going about this? Is there a way that you're approaching movie stardom?
No, to be honest, I've never really, like I said, the Sheheryar, the producer, hasn't had a conversation with Sheheryar, the actor. They're all individuals, right? You know, with the kind of schedules we've had, I need to get that energy from, or I need to be able to bounce off someone. And you know what happens is whenever I go into crowds and I see these people waiting for us for hours, we were slightly late, and I apologize to all our fans who had to wait in Manchester and even Birmingham. But when I see them waiting for us, it's just this crazy amount of energy that you get, and all of a sudden everything is good, you know, and the show must go on, and you bounce off that energy, and all of a sudden it just happens.
There are 3 releases this Eid, and there have been on this Eid for the last few years, in fact. Why is this holiday space, this festival, such a big market for films in Pakistan?
Well, firstly, honestly, it's because of the lack of the number of screens, and it's the increase in footfall that happens during Eid that everybody wants to get that sweet patch. But it's also very unfortunate that people do it, because that means unless you have 52 releases across the year, you should not have 3 releases in a single day. And we don't have 52 releases, so it's really unfortunate. Also, it's also a mistake people made, because every content is not Eid content. I feel that if a film is designed as an Eid release, then it should be able to come out. But content that's not designed as an Eid release, which is slightly more serious, or let's say a different genre, should not be coming out on Eid. And that's where the mistake happens. I really feel that all the producers need to come together and understand that it's an ecosystem that we live in. If a single film does badly, I also suffer, even if it's not my film. And I'll tell you why. Because I go to investors to raise money, right? So when I go to an investor does not pull out my track record, he pulls out my industry track record and says, hey, you had this many releases this year, this is what your industry did, this is what you guys made. So unfortunately for me, if you have 3 films coming out on the same day, if my film does well, good for me, but if 2 other films don't do well, that's not good for me either.
Well, we can hope all 3 do well, actually, is what we can do.
I really hope that all films do well, because that's important for the entire industry. Because even if a single film doesn't do well, every producer in the industry suffers.
Absolutely. Sheheryar, all the very best with Parey Hut Love and the 3 productions we can hopefully expect in the next year as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Haroon, for having me.
Asian Network.